Hello and welcome. I am Sandeep Gaur. In this lecture, we will discuss the most important article of Indian Constitution. In words of Dr. Ambedkar, it is the soul of the entire Constitution. This article provides the remedies to fundamental rights. That is, in case if the fundamental rights are not enforced, are violated, if the conditions of the fundamental rights are not fulfilled, then what a citizen can do? The citizen can directly approach to the Supreme Court for the enforcement of these fundamental rights. This right has been written in Article 32. Article 32 provides the right to a citizen to approach the Supreme Court for the enforcement of fundamental rights. In case they are violated, a person can directly reach to the Supreme Court. So in this lecture, in this video, we will discuss what are the rights, what are the type of writs that the Supreme Court can issue, what the type of orders that the Supreme Court can issue in case the fundamental rights of the citizen is violated. Now, it is Article 32, which is about the right about constitutional remedies. It is also known as the guardian of fundamental rights because without this article, the fundamental rights has no meaning. It empowers the citizen to reach the Supreme Court in case the fundamental rights are not enforced or they are violated. Dr. Ambedkar called it the soul of the Constitution because it is the most important article in entire Constitution. Now, Article 32 provides the right to move to the Supreme Court for the enforcement of fundamental rights. A citizen can reach Supreme Court in case the fundamental rights are violated. Supreme Court can issue writs. What are the writs? Writs are the orders of the Supreme Court. Now, Supreme Court can issue writs to protect the rights of a citizen. Article 32 guarantees the right to constitutional remedies. In case the fundamental rights are violated, you will be given remedy by the Supreme Court of India. What does it mean? That it ensures the fundamental rights are not merely theoretical. The fundamental rights has to be applied or has to enforce by the Supreme Court of this country. So they are not merely theoretical. They are the type of writs, the type of orders the Supreme Court can issue in 5 different cases. What are they? We will discuss. There are 5 writs that the Supreme Court can issue under Article 32. The first one is habeas corpus. What does it mean? Habeas corpus. In case a citizen is illegally detained or illegally captured by the state, by the agencies of the state, that is police or any other agencies, or a person is illegally detained, captured, kidnapped by any private individual, then anyone can reach to the Supreme Court directly under Article 32, and Supreme Court can issue writ known as habeas corpus. Supreme Court can order to free a person which is illegally or unlawful detained to safeguard the personal liberty of that person. Supreme Court can issue order to release the person immediately. So the first writ is habeas corpus. The next one is mandamus. In the writ of mandamus, if a person which is a government servant and is not doing his duty, her duty well, So anyone can reach to the Supreme Court. Under Article 32, the Supreme Court can direct the public official or the public servant to perform their legal duty. The Supreme Court will direct or issue writ to the public official to perform their legal duty. The next two writs are certiorari and prohibition. They are very similar and a little difference between them. In case of certiorari, if the lower court exceeds its jurisdiction and provide order, in this case, a person can reach to the Supreme Court and Supreme Court can issue a writ known as certiorari, in which the higher court or the Supreme Court quashes the order, cancel out the order, delete the order provided by the lower court, in which the lower court had exceeded its jurisdiction. In case of prohibition, it is very similar. It is also the case in which the lower court exceeds its jurisdiction, but the case is ongoing. The decision is pending. In this case, the higher court prevent the lower court. The higher court directs or issue an order to the lower court that not to exceed their jurisdiction. So both are similar. In certiorari, the order has been issued by the lower court. In this case, the higher court can quash the order that is provided by the lower courts. In prohibition, the case is ongoing, so the higher court will prevent or orders to a lower court that not to exceed their jurisdiction. The last one is quo warranto. Quo warranto means if that public official, public authority, the position is challenged by any of the citizen of this country, then Supreme Court will issue order or writ that the legal authority of a person, public servant, is challenged. Then the public servant has to prove, in this case, the public servant has to prove that his position is legal or constitutional. So there are 5 types of writs that a Supreme Court can provide, that the Supreme Court can issue in case if the fundamental rights are violated of a citizen. So the citizen can directly approach to the Supreme Court. Without this article, the fundamental rights are just useless.